Welcome back, everyone, to the Korean Keto Guy channel, and yes, back at you guys with another episode. In this case, though, not another episode for the mukbang series or for the how-to series, but instead, this is going to fall under the more, I believe I made a category for the just general overall updates, right? Like the keto update videos. So this will fall under that category, but really, this will be a two-in-one type of video because for one, I want to thank you all for the 300 subscribers, right? Yay! Woo! I'm super happy about that. So that was a little cheesy, sorry, but I'm super happy to say that I've got 300 subscribers now. So thank you all for tuning in and subscribing to the channel, liking the videos. Also, thank you for the comments, right? I do look at the comments, right? I'm reading those, like, for instance, thanks to the comments, I realized that, yeah, maybe my lighting wasn't so good, or maybe the kitchen setup is better and I should be using this more often, or whatever the case is. So I do read those comments. I do look at that. And yeah, guys, super excited. Thank you for 300 subscribers. Also, like I said, it's a two-part video. So in addition to thanking you all for making the channel grow to 300 subscribers, I'm also gonna do an update, right? Because, it's crazy. Like this whole keto thing, I feel like, back in the day, I say that, years ago when I was doing it, it sort of felt like it was like kind of set in stone and you just kind of just do it one way and that's that. But as the years progress and as more and more people are doing keto, basically more and more people are finding out that there's different ways and there's a lot of gray area and you can experiment with it a lot. And then you have channels, thankfully, right? Like the Tom Stillauer, I believe it's just, the Tom Stillauer channel, or like Dr. Eric Berg, right? Thankfully you have channels out there that have good information in regards to keto. So like even those channels, right? I'm always watching their videos and they pretty much say sort of the similar, kind of the same thing where keto is an evolving thing. It changes, right? It's never just, oh, hey, what was true maybe like a year ago or even a couple years ago or like even a couple months ago isn't necessarily true for today. So that's why I feel like it's really important for me to have these updates as well, because everyone's different, right? Thomas Dillauer is different from me, I'm different from him, and we're all different from Dr. Eric Berg and so on and so forth. Everyone's different. So like for me, some of the things held true while others were kind of more like it hit my body differently, right? So for today, right, as far as the keto update, this will be for February of 2022. Crazy to say, I'm still in 2021 mode, but this is a keto update for 2022, February 2022, and also write a thank you to the 300 subscribers, or thank you for hitting 300 subscribers thing. So yeah, without further ado, I don't want to make the videos super long or super complicated, especially because my goal is to do this every month. For February up until now, right? So for February 2022 and even January of 2022, as far as keto updates, right, that I think kind of are worth mentioning, there's gonna be three things, right? Three things. You can see my fingers there. Depending on where you're from, right? It's this. I keep thinking of Inglourious Basterds when you do this or like this. But anyways, there's three things. Since we're in America here, I'll do three fingers that I think are important to note, right? Because we all know what keto is, right? If you're watching this channel, you already know, you may know, or if you don't know, right? I've been doing keto for many, many years, right? This would be like my 5th year, I believe, maybe even 6th year. Yeah, like 5th or 6th year going into this. So I'm not new. This is not my first time. And also, I know that, hey, look, for the most part, we get it. Keto is just high fat, no carbs. Pretty much it, right? But, throughout that, right, then that's where I feel like that's where a lot of the sort of like complexities kind of came in. So for instance, like, yeah, there's clean keto, dirty keto, there's all kinds of keto. And so like, I think all that stuff holds true. And that's why, I'm having these update videos, and in particular this one. One update I want to say in terms of just from my experiences so far this year, January and into a little bit of February 2022, is that number one, yeah, the clean keto approach is probably the better thing to do. All right, I'll be honest. I think like it should be no surprise, right? Most people maybe are like, that have been doing keto are like, what is this guy talking about? Like, of course it is. But there's some people, believe it or not, I talk to some people who are like thinking, oh, I'm gonna do the dirty version of keto and I'm gonna be just fine. And I'm like, no, not really, right? Like, I'm sorry, but even for me, hey, I'm guilty. When I first did keto, hey, I was that guy. I was eating sticks of butter, drinking super salty, God knows how many salt chicken packets in cup waters, salted waters, and bacon and cheese, melted cheese on bacon. I was doing all that, and hey, that was keto. But let's just say I didn't feel very good after that. So that's number one update for February 2022 is that make sure you guys, if you're gonna do keto, I would highly recommend, or I would highly encourage to do the clean version of keto, not the dirty version, right? And then of course, right, as you all know, as a disclaimer, I'm definitely just some guy on the internet too, right? I'm like, don't take any of this as medical advice, but I would say, that being said, do the clean version of keto, right? So we're talking, have your whole foods, have your chicken thighs, your unprocessed chicken, right? Chicken thighs, even chicken breasts, your beef, right? The fatty cuts of beef, the good quality beefs, you know, your salmon, right? Have your fish and all that. Like, do that. And in addition to that, have your vegetables, right? Have lots of vegetables. I mean, you know, as you guys know, I have like a huge supply of those like triple washed, already ready to go greens. Like, eat one of those a day at a minimum, one of those, right? So yeah, number one, clean keto. Number two, all right, update number two that I've kind of already been feeling out and noticing already a difference here in February 2022. It's just gonna be overall hydration. Okay, now I know that, like, I should probably have prefaced this, that for people who have been doing keto for a long time, they kind of like, they're like, this is old news. But for me, sometimes some of this falls off, it falls off the cliff and I forget. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's probably worth mentioning. And even things are so obvious like water and hydration. Gotta make sure you guys are drinking enough water, okay? Because like, I feel like, oh, a couple glasses of water here and there are fine. But no, I'm talking like carry around, do I have a good example here? I don't have a good example up there because side note, here in Austin, Texas, there's a water boiling notice going on. It's crazy. So all the tap water it's got to be boiled before you use it. So I have all these like containers I could have showed you, but they're all filled with fresh water at the moment. So anyways, my point is you want to carry a jug. Like I have like a liter jug with me at all times. And I go through at least 2, maybe 3 of those every day. So, I'm not saying for you to chug that right now and, chug all that in one sitting, but do that throughout the day. And even more important, I also strongly recommend to do the pinch of salt, right? If you have a little bit of Himalayan pink salt, right? Put a pinch in that water because that's sort of 2-in-1, right? So for update number 2, it's a 2-in-1 scenario where you're going to be hydrated. Make sure you're drinking your 2 to 3 liters of water, but you make sure you're adding your electrolytes, right? In the form of Himalayan pink salt, whatever. Hey, you guys can even get creative. Like obviously I'm not sponsored by this company or anything, but I even have like an electrolyte powder. So personally, I've been trying this one out here. It's the Electrolyte Recovery Plus Lemonade Replenishment Drink. It's got no calories, no carbs, 0 calories, 0 carbs. It says right here in the back. But you can pick this up at Amazon, right? I picked this up at Amazon. You can pick this up anywhere, right? It's like an electrolyte powder so that, I was getting really tired of salt water. So I kind of switch it on and off with this. And I put like whatever the serving size is, like 1 scoop or 2 scoops per liter of water. And it's fantastic. It helps you get hydrated. You get your electrolytes and you just feel a little better, right? Like if you guys ever feel like that twitching eyelid or whatever, like this really helps. So to wrap that up, right? Update number 2, make sure you're staying hydrated, but you're also doing some form of electrolyte balancing, whether it's in the form of Himalayan pink salt or like an electrolyte powder. So if you're on a budget, if you've got some money to spend, try this, right? And then lastly, number 3, kind of an update that I want to throw out there for February 2022 that may or may not already be obvious to you ketoers, but for the people who are just starting out, you got to do the omega-3s, okay? You got to do omega-3s and vitamin D3, okay? And again, right, not new science breakthrough news or anything, but it's something that I've really truly noticed a difference with. Like most people are kind of just like, they're on the fence with supplements, and me too, right? I'm not saying to go get multivitamins or anything, but like omega-3s, vitamin D3, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, do it, because you're not gonna feel like a huge boost, but you're gonna feel like you do feel it in a weird way, like it's hard to explain, but you're gonna it's almost you can feel the benefit of it because like you see more balance. It's kind of similar to when you have your electrolytes in your water. Like if you're feeling a little off, it kind of balances you out. So omega-3s, D3, I specifically take mine right after my meals. Highly recommend that. But I can even show you, right? Look, I have a full camera here. I literally have it right in my pantry. I go in here and boom. Now, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, so I'm not recommending these in particular, but I have this Nature Made fish oil, 1,000 milligrams, and Amazon Elements vitamin D3, right? So look, just vitamin D3 and fish oil, right? Yeah, I know not the best brands or whatever, but like the point is take your D3 and your fish oil, and I take 3 or 4 after a meal, and I take at least 2 of these, which is about 10,000. This is 5,000 IU per pill, or excuse me, per soft gel, and then 2 would be 10,000. So I take 2 of these for 10,000 IUs, and then I take 3 of these, so essentially 3,000 milligrams of fish oil, right? So that's my tip number 3 right there, right? Or my third update for February 22 is definitely to do the omega-3s and definitely do the D3. It's gonna help, right? Worst case, if it doesn't help out for whatever reason, you can stop. But for me, it's been a huge game changer after every meal. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, right? So if I could just sum that up, this video, number 1 is actually about the subscribers. So thank you guys. Thank you for making the channel grow to 300 subscribers. Promise it's going to be even better this year. There's going to be more and more content every week. And then part number 2 to this video is the 3 updates. And to recap that, right? Number 1, just make sure that you're doing the clean version of keto. Don't do the dirty version. Do the clean version. Get your whole foods, get your veggies, salmon, chicken, beef, lots of green leafy vegetables. Do that. Number 2, stay hydrated, right? But while you're doing your 2 to 3 liters of water a day, make sure you also supplement, or you put in a little bit of electrolytes, like your sea salt, or sorry, the pink Himalayan sea salt in my case, or if you got some money to spend, electrolyte powder. And then lastly, update number 3, got to do your omega-3s and vitamin D3, right? I do 3 here, 2 here, so 3,000 milligrams here, 10,000 IUs here for the D3. But yeah, that's it, guys. Now, definitely, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, right? We can add more to the Korean Keto Guy family here, because I love you guys. And yeah, continue to comment, right? I read them. I'm checking all that out. And then yeah, right? As always, stay safe, right? I know it's still crazy out there, so stay safe. But yeah, we'll see you all next weekend, and I hope everybody has a good day. Take care, everybody.